So next up, I'm so excited to be joined by Jennifer LaForge. Jennifer is actually from Rakuten, Canada. What an amazing story. Jennifer was actually part of the company Ebates initially that got acquired by Rakuten for, wait a minute, $1 billion. $1 billion, Jennifer. Thanks for joining us. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's hard to follow tasty booze, but I will try my best.
Yeah, no, trust me. Your story is just so amazing, and I think that for everyone here, there's so many entrepreneurs in the group today. We'd love to hear your journey. It wasn't a short journey, right? It was 16 years for Ebates to get acquired by Rakuten. So we'd love to hear, how it felt to be one of the early employees there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so in the beginning, Rakuten and Ebates were the typical garage startups of 97 and 98, respectively. And both business leaders had this strong vision and commitment to e-commerce, even in an era when the idea of buying things on the internet was literally unbelievable. Innovation was always a core part of Rakuten and Ebates. And while cashback is a relatively simple concept, it requires an incredible technical backbone to not only scale, but to really pull off. So the first 16 years, both businesses were evolving and defining rewards in e-commerce across the globe and building technology and supporting retailers. So it was in 2012 when Ebates began to expand internationally, starting with Canada. And based on IPs, there was enough Canadians joining that it only made sense to create the specific site. And things like duty fees and currency and shipping to Canada, Canadian-specific brands, these were all really important. So as you mentioned, I had the privilege of joining as one of the first hires, even before the launch. And I still remember the moment that the first order came in. And I mean, you just don't forget that. And then by the time we were acquired, Ebates was really well positioned to expand our products and services. And then Rakuten was really positioned to enter into North America. And it's hard to believe, but today Rakuten's a multinational corporation with businesses in 29 countries. And now Rakuten.ca has access to the world's largest selection of products across the broadest range of categories. So just a truly perfect fit, worlds apart.
That's crazy. What a crazy journey. I think it gives us all, as entrepreneurs, a good reminder that success doesn't actually come overnight, right? It takes time, and that's really inspiring. A $1 billion company, it's just the dream. So for those of us who maybe haven't heard of cashback or of Rakuten, do you mind just giving us kind of the Coles notes on what Rakuten does?
I love these plugs. Rakuten.ca is the best place to start your online shopping, so you can access great deals and coupons and earn cash back on just about anything you buy online. We have over 750 different retailers across multiple categories, from fashion to beauty to travel to grocery. And to earn cash back, you simply begin your online shopping at Rakuten.ca. You click through one of the partner retail sites like Sephora, Frank & Oak, or Indigo, and then you complete your purchase on that retailer's site like you normally would. Rakuten.ca then tracks your purchase and you receive a percentage of everything you buy in cash. But how do we make money, you ask? Rakuten.ca works in the affiliate space, and retailers pay us a commission to send them our customers. Instead of keeping all that money, we actually split the commission with our members, and we give them cold hard cash with no strings attached. So every 3 months, a Rakuten member will receive their cash back in the form of a big fat check or a PayPal payment. And membership is absolutely free with
awesome.
No additional fees.
So someone was asking what makes Rakuten so differentiated, and why don't customers go direct? And I guess the answer is cash, right?
Yeah, cash is king. So on top of you'll get the same offers, the same deals, the same great shopping experience. But if you start with Rakuten, you're going to get that cash back, and it just adds up in your account. So everything from buying your toilet paper or your detergent to rebuilding your deck and buying all of the lumber for that, it really adds up quickly. And it just is literally starting and clicking through our site first.
That's awesome.
It's so
and
easy.
So as we're talking about today, it's really all about the customer journey or the consumer experience and reimagining it. So as it relates to Rakuten, like what's your view of the world on the consumer experience? What are the mandatory parts of the consumer experience that you think need to happen?
Yeah, I think we saw the need for change in our customer journey before COVID, but what the pandemic did was really accelerated that need exponentially. So we saw the shift in brands that our members were shopping at. We saw smaller, more boutique and local retailers. We saw a significant shift towards services like ride sharing and food delivery apps, experiences, and rentable fashion. Now we see an explosive increase in online grocery. There's more diversity in where members are shopping, and the change in category level performance is really unique. For an example, there is a makeup apocalypse that's happening, but skincare has skyrocketed. Footwear continues to see growth along with tech and electronics, but overall discretionary spending has seen the most dramatic declines. So the way in which people shop now has and will continue to change. And retailers are going to require some significant speed to deliver on a robust omni-channel experience. And we as Rakuten need to be able to change our marketing and our promotions to cater to that and to help retailers flourish and support them as they build this out. We look at generational responses as well to this pandemic. It's an important factor. You see millennials and Gen Z have had the most dramatic change in their shopping behaviors.
Right?
They're significant.
Is that right? So why do you think that is?
So if you look at the shopping behaviors of millennials and Gen Z, they're the ones that are really forcing the change in the online world. So they're the ones who are ordering in with all of the food apps. They're the ones who are more focused on experience than material items. They're the ones who are more readily to adopt a new store or a new product than an older generation. So millennials are kind of king in the online world right now. But I think the key to the customer journey, though, is really determining of all of these changes that we're seeing in COVID, which are going to slow down, which are going to continue, which are going to go back to normal, and then prioritizing and speeding up certain developments based on that. And we see our members as evangelists to our brand, and we're really data driven. So those two go hand in hand in defining the customer journey as we enter into this new landscape online. Whether they're still coming in for the best deals or they're trying to find safer alternatives to get their essentials, we want to have an easy experience that leaves them satisfied and feeling good, even in a really ugly time. And that's really important to us. So we'll continue to develop in that area by using our data, actionable insights, member feedback, A/B testing, everything to really define the journey.
And as it relates to, this just came to me, but do you see that consumers are more looking to save right now? And does that drive utilization of Rakuten up during this time?
Yes, so we're in a favorable position as consumers are becoming more savvy and conscious of their finances. They actually look to find sources that will help them to save. And earning cash back is essentially a way to save money. So while we're seeing the spending shift and change, we're seeing, we're still seeing significant growth in our membership and referrals, people telling their friends to check out Rakuten.ca. We increased our referral bonus to try and help give back a little bit more as well. So we are one of the lucky ones through this change to see some light.
So we talked about COVID-19 just now, and I know that your company is actually based out of Japan, right? So I wonder, like, as it relates to your team and to the company itself, I'm assuming, like, did you get any heads up on kind of some of the trends that, maybe not trends, but maybe some of the things to watch out for as the pandemic kind of came our way?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, from a market perspective, they're so different. So what we really looked at was the response to the people and to what would have to happen to our teams. I recall in early March, which was like 1,000 years ago.
Right? It's crazy. It feels so long ago.
I had sent a note to a ton of my in-person meetings, and I was moving them to Zoom, and explaining that we were in a lockdown even before the governments had called it, and everyone thought that we were overreacting. We were one of those groups of people that were overreacting about this. And it was a week or two later that they called me to say they wish they had followed suit. So you can never
Actually,
overreact.
funny story, I just remember this now, but I was visiting the Rakuten office in San Francisco maybe 2 weeks before things really hit here. And I remember the front desk asking me, where did I travel? So clearly you were already like thinking about all that stuff.
Yes, we had forms and papers and questions, and we're glad we did. But part of that came from Japan, and we had better insights into the overall impact that change to work from home would have, especially with the added stress and the uncertainty of the pandemic and what it would have on the individuals. So, the first week was a wish come true, and everyone thought it was super cool. And then the end of the second week, we saw the initial charm wearing off and individuals beginning to struggle and find balance. And then by week 3, we had heard that this strange new normal would start to. So we also learned that the productivity would continue if we supported our teams with the right tools, with ongoing and transparent communication, maintaining a social environment, clear and fast policy changes, and more support for mental health. So we went full work from home overnight, and we were able to anticipate the needs and reactions of our team. And because of that, we didn't see that decline in our productivity. So bottom line, if you take care of your people will take care of you. And that's really what we need now in order for us to continue to innovate as fast as we need to.
That's an amazing takeaway.
Post-COVID.
One last question before we let you go. I know you're really on the pulse of what's next, so I would just love to hear for everyone here, is there technologies or solutions that you're looking at that you're really excited about, or things you're reading on right now?
Oh, so personally, I am really fascinated with AI and learning about the techniques that are being developed to support the interaction and capabilities of e-commerce. And I mean, we have a long way to go. I mean, AI has to have the conversational abilities there, which is really critical and challenging, but it's going to change the way we're able to deliver on that customer experience and their expectations. And it's just going to do so much for us in a world where, finding really, efficient conversions and targeting those marketing dollars is becoming more and more difficult. And then I just want to call out really quickly Allbirds, because what I wish existed is more sustainability in online shopping and with retailers. And I saw it a lot with food delivery services, with their more sustainable and reusable packaging. I'm buying Allbirds at 10 o'clock tonight, one for everyone in my family. But really, I think as we're coming out of this COVID and we get to make this change happen and change our fulfillment and our distribution and how people are shopping, I just hope that we do it with the future in mind. And so that's my what I love.
Thank you, Jennifer. That was awesome. Thank you.